Hi, this is Michelle Aiden with Libertas Institute at the Capitol today with Connor Boyack to talk about House Bill 292 about payday lenders. Can you just give us a little information about the bill?
So you've probably seen throughout Utah, we've got payday lenders that offer you can bring in, your paycheck, get in advance on that paycheck before you actually get paid. And many fear that this is predatory lending. It's preying on the poor who need it, imposes very high interest rates on them, basically financially screws them by putting them into perpetual debt. And we're concerned about that too. It's definitely an issue that needs to be addressed. But what this bill is trying to do goes a step too far by using the government to force these lenders to not lend to certain people under certain conditions. And so that's where we get in and say, well, wait a minute, education is fine, persuasion is okay, let's help people understand some of the downsides to doing this. But to go in and impose barriers and controls, we just think is the wrong approach.
What are some of the arguments that proponents of the bill use?
Yeah, they're compelling ones because it is a problem. They say, well, these people don't understand the terms and conditions they're agreeing to. They don't understand the debt they're incurring, the interest rates, and that's where the education component comes in. But we don't want the state of Utah to become a nanny state. We don't want them to come in and say, well, we know better than you. We think you don't know very well, so we're going to go in and impose limitations on you. Specifically, this bill says that it's a Class B misdemeanor if a payday lender issues a loan to a person who already has two outstanding loans. So this bill requires a centralized database to be set up. Every time you get one of these loans, all your information is going to be put in the database. The payday lenders would have to then check this database before they issue a loan. And if Nichelle already has two loans, they can't do another loan to Nichelle. So it's well-intentioned. We don't want these people to incur all this debt, end up in small claims court, having to fight it out with these payday lenders. But at the end of the day, this is about two things. Number one, these are adults, and they need to have personal responsibility and be held accountable and act like it. The second thing is we don't want the nanny state. We don't want the government coming in. This is fundamentally about the right of contract, the right of a payday lender and the right of a potential borrower to come to mutually agreeable terms and say, yeah, let's do this. The government doesn't have any right to violate that right of contract, even under well-intentioned concerns about people getting too much debt.
Right, and why would you say that citizens and taxpayers should be concerned with this bill?
Yeah, it's a good question because payday lending is something that your average middle class or upper class family doesn't know about, doesn't care about. It's just that shady institution on the corner. So there might not be a lot of sympathy for this, but it's the principle of the issue. This is about the right of contract. And if the government is going to set precedent and say, under these conditions, we don't want these two parties entering into a contract, where does that end? To what other issues does that extend? That's why everyone should care about this. This isn't even about payday lenders. This is about the right of contract and whether the government can come in and threaten people with a Class B misdemeanor if they enter into a contract one with another. And that's where we draw the line.
Great. Thank you. If you want more information or want to contact one of your legislators, just click on the link in the description below.